Hello class, welcome to this video on 4.5b, word problems involving volumes of triangular prisms. So first question, factory makes bottled cologne. Each bottle is in the shape of a triangular prism as shown below. If the factory used 15,552 cubic centimeters of cologne, how many bottles did the factory fill with cologne? So first off, they're talking about a volume here, right? And they're saying how many bottles did the factory fill, and then they give you the dimensions below. So let's talk about the volume of a triangular prism. So in your formula sheet, your EOC reference sheet, they'll tell you that the formula for the volume of any prism is capital B H. And I usually use capital H instead of lowercase h. But let me show you the formula sheet so you can see it. So here we got the formula for the prism, which is BH, and I use capital H here instead of lowercase h. Now capital B is the area of the base, and then for me, capital H is the height of the prism. And so notice that B is the area, and so you need to figure out what the area is. So if you have a triangle, notice that the area for the triangle is not given below, or in this table. They give it to you for a parallelogram, trapezoid, circle, regular polygon. But they do not give it to you for a triangle. But remember that a triangle is half of a parallelogram. So we can use the formula for A is BH, and we can just divide that by 2. And then we're going to plug that into our B here. Okay, so that's how you use that formula sheet. But let's go ahead and write down what the formula is. All right, so like I said, this is the area of the base. And this is the height of the prism, or depth, okay? The height or depth, depending on how you look at it. So in this case, capital B, the base of this prism is this triangle here, either on the top or the bottom. They're the same triangle. And so if we were to draw that, okay, so this is what I shaded below. And then, so we got the height. They told us that the right angle height is 6 centimeters. And that the base is 9 centimeters. So we got so remember, we got the area of a triangle that they told us was, well, they told us the area of a parallelogram, which was base times height, and then we got to divide that by 2. Okay, so they said that the area of the triangle is base times height, but then divided by 2, right? So 1/2. So that's the area of this triangle. And so then that means that the formula for the volume of a triangular prism is 1/2 little base little height times capital height, where this here was the area of the triangle base, okay? All right, so now we got our formula, and this is what we're gonna use for these problems from here on out, okay? 1/2 little base little height times capital height. All right, so let's go ahead and use it here. They said that the factory used 15,552 centimeters cubed of cologne, but remember that this 15,500 centimeters cubed is not the volume of one bottle, but it's the volume of multiple bottles. Okay, so we're going to keep that in mind. So let's find the volume of this prism. The volume of this prism in particular is 1/2. We got the base, little b, which is, this is the little b, and then this is the little h. We know that b and h are at a right angle to each other, and that's how we know that they're the base and the height, okay? So it has to be perpendicular. So we got 9 centimeters times 6 centimeters times the height, which is the third dimension, or the height or depth of that prism, which is 8. Okay, and now remember, this is the volume of one bottle. So if we want to include multiple bottles, we're going to multiply by x, where x is the number of bottles. And then that will give us a total volume of that, okay? All right, so let's simplify that a little bit. So we get 15,522 equals, we got half of 6 is 3, 3 times 8 is 24, and we got to do 24. Let's do that here. So we got 216. Okay, so 216 x. Okay, now 216 is for one bottle, and so then we're going to divide by 216, and that's going to give us how many bottles we need. All right, so we got x is equal to, let's divide that. So we get, okay, so we get about 72 bottles, right? Because that rounds to about 72 bottles. All right, that takes care of the problem. So we're gonna use this formula now. Now that we know how it works with the formula sheet, we're gonna use this formula for the triangular prism. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Factory makes candles. Each candle is in the shape of a triangular prism. If the factory made 18 such candles, how much wax did the factory use? So we got the formula now. Remember, it was 1/2 base times height for the triangle portion. And we got this triangle portion here, which is either top or bottom, they're the same. And then we got the height or depth. So we got this height here from here to here. We got this little base, and we got this little height. Okay, so we're just gonna plug that in, and we get 1/2 times 10 centimeters times 9 centimeters times 6 centimeters. And by the way, the order doesn't really matter here in the order that you multiply them, but I just like to be consistent. This is little base, this is little height, this is capital height. So we got half of 10, so that's 5 times 9. Or half of 10 is 5, 5 times 6 is 30, 30 times 9, so 270 centimeters cubed. Now this is for one bottle, okay? So this is for one bottle or one candle, okay? So we get 270 centimeters cubed for every bottle, for every I keep saying bottle, candle. And so we need to multiply that by 18 candles, right? Because this is only for one candle, so we're going to multiply that by 18 candles. And so then notice that these cancel, and so that gives you how much wax it used in centimeters cubed, right? And so we multiply those to get our answer. Let's see what that is. Let's do that over here, if it lets us here. Okay. So we got 4,860 centimeters cubed of wax. Okay, so this is how much wax the factory used for 18 candles. All right, that's going to do it for the video, guys. Hope you found this useful, and as usual, I'll see you in the next one.